It has been over a year since my last video. If you're seeing this upload, that means I have pre-recorded and edited a series of episodes to release. I had the RO itch. I had this obsessive idea of making the best Rebel the game has ever seen. And if you're watching this, I was successful. I know how this ends, but let me show you where it began. As usual, the best time to level a new character is right around the holidays, or when Warp Portal makes a mistake, preferably both. Luckily, it's Christmas season, and I guess the maintenances have been running a little long, so we get a free 4-day VIP. Is that enough to reach 175? Probably. Will we actually go that hard? Possibly. Most likely not. I'm guessing 6 days, that's the goal. Today, we're going to go from 1 to 99. Before we get started, I wanted to shout out this Doram player, TokimaruZ. He posts endgame Doram videos on YouTube, and they're really cool. If you like to see some of the lesser played classes in action, check them out. I'll give you 3 guesses where the link to their channel is, but you'll only need one. Obviously, when we start out, we're just going to be doing basic baby stuff, joining the Criteria Academy and the Eden group, and then killing some mobs in Frontera Field until we hit job 10. You've heard it all before, you've seen it a million times. Then we hop up to the Gunslinger trainer on the Academy 2nd floor. You have the lady warp you to the Gunslinger Master, then have the Gunslinger Master warp you to Payon. You talk to the old guy, and he says to gather 1 mushroom spore and 1 green herb, but what he means is to collect 3 of each. He also wants milk, so go buy that from Frontera. Then go back to him, and he'll send you to the Gunslinger Master. And he says in his dialogue, "It's such a nice of you." Warp Portal localization for the win. Talk to the Master, and bang, boom, pow, you're a Gunslinger, level 4. Can't use a pistol yet. I think the mark of a true gunman is to have a special name for every gun you use. I'm forced to use a rifle for now, and I'm going to call this one the Tickler. Now we need to get some levels so that I can use the pistol, which means idly clicking on some trash in Payon Forest for a couple of minutes. Once I got Desperado, I could swap over to pistol, aka Finger Bang. I figured I could totally just go to Sunken Ship and start leveling there like I normally do, but I didn't have enough hit, so I enlisted the help of my baby Avy to beef me up a bit so I could be self-sufficient. It's also worth mentioning that HP and SP increase potions are wonderfully useful for not dying and out-leveling the SP usage. Pharaoh helps a little too, but let's be real, strawberries would be a cheap, effective option too. I'm just gonna use Pharaoh because you guys know. Okay, so I forgot to mention, at this point, I got Enlarged Weight Limit 10 from the Kaffir shop. I swear they moved this NPC. I was looking all over for him, and he's hiding behind this column now. I swear that has changed. I was so confused. Anyways, we swole. Back to Sunken Ship, I picked up a Beelzebub wing for unlimited teleports with 5 Eden merit badges, and warped around while mobbing. Once I was able to level up Desperado a little bit to get a little bit more dex, the monsters weren't an issue anymore. At level 40, I could put on my Ride Word hat and Tengu scroll, which made my sustain infinite. Basically, just mob until I couldn't move, press Desperado once, and teleport. But I stayed here till about level 50. Normally, I would do something like Man-Eater Blossoms to get to level 70, but that's not really interesting or helpful at all. So, I did want to show an alternative, which would be Orc Village. With the Geffen bounty board to boost the experience a little. Orc Village, it was a lot mobbier than I remembered, so I would say it's similar speed to Sunken Ship, just a change of scenery, and it was great. I felt like Anakin Skywalker killing all the sand people. That's not racist. I killed them all. They're dead, every single one of them, and not just the men, but the women and children too. It was very therapeutic. I leveled in Orc Village until level 70, and level 70 is very special because it's a major gun upgrade. Meet Bulletocracy, the plus 14 double malicious crimson pistol, with a 3% chance to leech 15% of my damage as HP per card, plus a 5% chance to leech 16% of my damage as HP with the Ride Word hat, plus a 3% chance to leech 5% of my damage as HP from Tengu Scroll, plus a 20% chance to leech 8% of my damage as HP from the Malicious Shadows, comes a 34% chance to leech 59% of my damage as HP. Freaking math, yo. When you consider that Desperado inflicts 10 ground targeted hits of physical damage in a 7x7 square, that is a lot of leech chances. What better way to showcase this than with Harpies? So bring some green potions and go to town, mobbing as crazy as possible. Of course, grab the bounty board for a little bit of extra bonus experience. Since Rebel is an extended class, there's no transcending, so just go ahead and get all base experience. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get 99 without getting job 70, unless you use prize medals or something. Harpies would be a good place to level until 99, but to add some variety, I went to Graham's low TI. I'm pretty sure most RO servers have some form of this at this point, but if you don't, Desert Wolves or Kobolds would work fine as well if you don't like Harpies. Overall, I would rate the low TI on rotation a D-. I'm not a fan of passive mobs in the TI, especially at lower levels when you don't have a big AoE to reach them. Injustice compensated for it a little bit. You just have to kill them before they Sonic Blow because that hurts a bit. The turn-in maps are a double-edged sword. They are by far the best experience, but they are incredibly repetitive, and they don't really make for good content. I think it's important to have a change of scenery, so I'll be trying to limit my usage of turn-in maps when leveling my Rebel to like 1 per day with no double reset to speed it along. After grinding out the last few levels in the turn-in map, I hit 9970, and I'm all prepped for the job change and to start on the next leveling range. I wanted to show some of the gear I ended up with, and yes, I did accidentally use a spell enchanted Fallen Angel Wing the whole time. If you enjoyed the video, smash my like button, and if you really enjoyed the video, consider becoming my sub. Thanks, see you soon.